Hey friends, Greg here with the Pennywise guys. If you have termite damage in your home, I want to show you how you can find them and how you can eliminate them. I'm a general contractor and I used to be an ag pest control advisor. And so I have a different perspective on how to find them and how to treat them. Let me show you. Let's get started. I have a project that I have determined it is damage from termites. The best evidence you can find for termite activity in your home is to look for the droppings, and this is called frass. And what it is when they eat the wood, they digest the wood, and it comes out as frass or termite poop. And they go ahead and find places to eliminate that waste. Most of it's inside the wall, but sometimes you get what they call kick-out holes on the inside or outside of the walls. Hopefully on the inside, because on the outside you can't hardly find it, because with the weather and the wind, the frass is so fine that it would probably blow and wash away. But these are kick-out holes. They're very small, and I determined that the termites probably got in on the outside around the window trim and made their way in, and now they're eating down this stud. So here's a second set of kick-out holes right here, and that is what is creating that pile of frass. Okay, the first thing we need to do is locate the studs on this wall so we can find out what we need to treat. And so I don't use the electronic stud finder. You know, I had one, but I started using these magnets and they work a lot better and they're cheaper. So for about 10, 12 bucks you can buy something like this, or buy a $30, $35 stud finder. But the screws or the nails and the sheetrock are easy to find. You just have to start going around until you find a, looks like it's, look. Okay, we got one right there. That was a little bit of time to get that one, but we'll just check down here. Yep, there it is. So we got a stud there. Unfortunately, looks like we don't have a stud here. It's about 16 inches over. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'll make a measurement here. That should be 16 on center. Yep, 16 on center. So that's good. So we know we have a stud here, and of course there's going to be a stud or framework around this window. So about 2 inches down on that, it looks like, yep, right about there. So that's where the activity is, right here. So there's a stud here, and there's a stud here, and there's a stud over here. And you also can locate studs by sound. If you start tapping the wall, you'll hear the sound change. Listen to this. You hear that? Hollow, solid, hollow, solid. Okay, I went ahead and hit a few more screws and got alignment for that stud and went down. The screws are going to be varied, because when you're driving screws in, you're not aiming it right at the middle very accurately. You just get boom, 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 boom. So you just have to get an average. Okay, get a bunch of markings, get that line drawn. Same thing here, get the line drawn all the way down to the ground. Also at the bottom there's an electrical outlet, so stay above that and below it. Actually, I'm going to avoid drilling holes in that area where the wire is running through the wall apparently. Okay, I'm just going to keep drilling holes about every 2 inches. Reason I'm going about every 2 inches is if I got resistance all the way through, that means there's not a galley where they've eaten a cavity in that wood, and so it's solid. We're still going to treat the holes. We're looking for the galley or the crevice or the cavity that they're nesting in. Just going to keep drilling. When I drilled my holes around here, down the studs that I found no soft spots. That means there was no activity of termites eating and causing voids. And looking for the nest, I found soft spots here, which correlates with the kick out holes here. And I went ahead and investigated right here where the other two kick out holes, and I found no wood here, but wood here. So that tells me when this was framed, we have a stud here, we have a stud here. This window frame was a double stud, looks like it's a doubled up 2x4 that goes up and down. So in other words, it's supporting the edge of the window frame here. But there was no screws put into the sheetrock, so my magnetic stud finder didn't work. And when I did the sound test, it didn't work either, because with no screws into the wood, the sheetrock is not being pulled tight, which would change the sound. So that fooled me. So this would be the case where the electronic stud finder would have worked great. But magnetic finders are normally good, but in this case electronic would have worked better. But by investigating, because I had the activity down here and here, I knew there had to be wood here, and so it was confusing me. So when I drilled, I found the cavity here and a cavity here, which makes sense. That's their nesting area, and we had the kick out holes here and here. So I went ahead and drilled bigger holes, because I'm going to actually put treatment in these areas right here down to about here with the bigger holes. And I have the void here, I have the void here. So nesting area, nesting area. The activity is apparently started up here and what is working its way down. That's why I want to treat it down as far as about a foot below this. And it was solid wood here, but I'm going to go ahead and treat it with the bigger holes to get more chemical in there to kill them off. Using the scope, I'm in the first hole to the left of the area that has the activity, and as you can see, you see the insulation looks clean, the stud looks clean, everything looks good on that hole. We're going to go ahead and move the scope over to the middle area where we had the activity. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. Oh, just got to get it worked down in. Okay, and down to the bottom, and there we go. See that pile of frass? That's what we're looking for. This is in the middle stud here, the doubled up stud that's got all the activity, and there's that pile of frass down there at the bottom. And get it closer. Oh, stuck it right in there. See it right there, that whole pile. There's a whole pile of it, okay? And there's the stud to the left of it. So that's what you're looking for with the scope, okay? This scope, by the way, I got on Amazon for about 60 bucks. And I have another scope that I paid a whole lot of money for, and it doesn't have nearly the capabilities that this one has. The one I have is so old. I bought it 10, 15 years ago. But I bought this one for $60. You don't have to spend the $200-300 for a really nice scope. This thing has really good features. It's got a good LED lights that will go brighter and dimmer, and I like it. So I'll put a link at the bottom. Let's go ahead and go into the right side of the middle area where we found that frass and see what we got there. Okay, you can see there's the insulation. And there's the stud, and I don't see any frass at all on this one here. Okay, you can see that's nice and clean. Okay, not like that middle area. Get it pointed. Let's see if we can get it pointed to that cavity right there. Nice and clean. Okay, it's time to go ahead and treat these termites. And on Amazon, I found very inexpensive compared to a lot of them. This had some good reviews. That's the first time using this, but I trust the reviews. And it's called the Termite filling foam. Okay, and so it's the foam. It just keeps it in place until it cures. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use the provided nozzle to fill these first holes first. And let's get this shaken up real good here. We'll shake it up really good. Okay, Go ahead and we'll just go ahead and do short little bursts. Oh, there's a little, say right there. Yeah, go ahead and pop that up. It's a safety little lever there. And just give a little short burst. Be careful not to let it come out at you just a little bit. It's expandable foam. Okay, and just get a little bit in each of the areas. Like that. It will make a mess. So just if you want to wear gloves, maybe recommended. My wife is always after me wearing gloves, but I typically don't. And it's probably going to be to my detriment in the end. Not listening to my wife, that is. Okay, off camera, I'm going to go ahead and hit the rest of these little holes. The reason I'm doing that is I had to drill the hole anyway to find the nesting area and find that there was nothing in that stud. But before I go ahead and cover those holes up with compound and repaint, I might as well go ahead and treat the holes just to make sure. Okay, so now that we'll do that later, but I'm going to pull that little nozzle off and we're going to go ahead and start pumping this into the bigger cavities. I'm going to pump what it takes, come back and fill up more later. Just do directly right into the hole. Okay, let's make sure this is shaking up good. And let's make sure we got a rag here to kind of keep it all the runoff. Okay, get that filled up there. Those hit some wood there, so it's not a big cavity. This is where it's going to be the bigger cavity. So the bigger cavities I will fill up, and okay, this has got a plug in it. Here, don't know why. Yeah, that's a cavity. Okay. See that can? Oh, there it is. It got momentarily plugged up. There we go. Okay, it's taking a lot. Yeah, it's taking a lot more there. Okay, you can see the foam in there. I'm going to go ahead and hit this up again up here, that cavity, because I think that nozzle was something plugging it there, and it wasn't filling up quite as well. I pray that you are blessed, and that you know Him who is the author of life.